Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classicals, New and Classics. This is episode number 34, 37, double number 33, 31. Got two trades published by Image Comics. First of which is Hack/Omnibus Volume 5. Yes, that's Cassie Hack being, her on the cover being butt naked and having Slash's swords cover her chest. Yep. So, this book collects issues 12 to 25, Hack/, Volume 2, the Hack/Marcus Spark miniseries, which is 2 issues, and that's it. So, interesting thing with this one. So, 12 to 15 is those issues written by Tim Seeley. He does come back for issues 2025, but for a lot of this book, it's not done by him. For the Marcus Spark miniseries, written by Josh Ballack, Justin Jordan does issue 16-17. James Loader does 18. 19 is done by Steve Seeley and Michael Maserdi. The artwork for these issues, 12-15, is done by Daniel Lester and Emil Lacio. For the Marcy Spark miniseries, Joe Singh. Daniel Lester does basically 16-17. 18 is done by Matt Marhoff. 19 is Emily Lestro, and the last 6 issues done by Elena Cargray. I think it's pronounced yes. So these issues are like have the opening one, just having Cassie Hack go to a jungle, become a jungle-based adventure, and of course she's here with Son of Samahan. Yep, and and something does happen with them, so... And it's like a bunch of caveman stuff, and... Yeah, where Sam basically ends up alone with Cassie. Where, after being some scientist stuff, of course, they go to the hospital. And then Cassie proceeds to have sex with him. Because why not? And, like... And she's a bit kinky by taking off her bra and tie his hands to the bedpost, but he breaks them and they proceed to have sex. And then they proceed to get dressed while fighting a bunch of dinosaurs. Yes, dinosaurs with brains on them. Yes, seriously. And there's also a giant king. There's also King Kong here, and then of course, they're forced to run out of this film studio butt naked. Cassie Hack here being butt naked, fighting dinosaurs, and Samahan proceeds to have his guts ripped out, but he gets that fixed. Don't worry, he's perfectly fine afterwards. And there's a whole thing with Sam where he basically gets fixed. He gets his mask back on, and of course, then he remembers who he is, and Cassie had to fight him. And of course, does he remember the fact he actually had sex with Cassie? He does, kind of. But she ends up stabbing her. And... yeah, apparently, it's like the whole thing. It's kind of implied he may have tricked her to having sex with him. And then he falls off, presumably dying, and then apparently it's shown that he has a needle and it's dripping. Marcy Sparks. I'm not overly familiar with the character. All I know she looks like this. It's a quick 2-issue miniseries where they used to just happen to team up because I guess Tim Seeley is like, okay, I'll do that. And it's a quick 2-issue miniseries. And by the way, those 16 issues of Jungle Adventure, that was 4 issues. Now we're into issue number 16 and 17. Where it's like Cassie's back in the city. And has to go through a bunch of other stuff here. Yeah. At one point in these issues, Slash dies. Yeah, Slash dies, so Cassie starts wearing his mask for a bit. And that's kind of the book ends. Yes. Does anything else happen here? Well, she does reunite with her girlfriend. Which apparently when she calls her, she has a new girlfriend, and then she just forgets about her. It becomes really weird. But that's the end of this run for Hack Slash. A very interesting run per se, but it's a little bit longer. I mean, 25 issues pretty good. It's a little shorter than the last, which was like 37 issues, I think it was. Yeah, but me as I may, I'm giving the book roughly give it a 9 out of 10. Next up, we have as a brand new Edward Baker book. He wrote this one with Sean Phillips in the artwork. We have Killer Be Killed. Yes, about a vigilante in New York City who kills people with a gun. Yep, and this book here collects the first 4 issues of this series, where I see him just randomly, you see him killing criminals, he's shooting a bunch of people. At first, you see him wear the mask, then, oh yeah, we see him butt naked because they have Velvet, because we had to lead in that one. We saw Herbert in. And he's also got his best friend, which of course basically they start sleeping together. Because why not? And then he gets injured at several points of the book while fighting criminals. And at first he's basically killing people with a hoodie. There's also a mysterious bull who's kind of guiding him. This bull demon. And that's what's guiding him to commit all these crimes. And the book becomes sort of like a weird thing where you have pictures on the side and you have text on one side, or it's like no dialogue. And at first he just has the hoodie, but apparently then he gets injured. Then eventually buys himself a ski mask. Of course, there's more nudity here because, of course, he's in love with his female best friend. Which, after one point, he gets injured. Apparently, that's what caused the end of their secret affair. Yes. Yeah. It's just a bunch of stuff happening here. Yeah, then he buys a mask, and then he starts killing people. He kills criminals in the subway. Basically, he's like a vigilante. And she's like, yeah... Like, he enjoys the sex with her. She's like... She feels like she's cheating on her boyfriend. Despite the fact that her best friend's in love with her. And then she's like, get dressed, a-hole. I've got to get to work. And apparently she's putting any panties because, well, she just doesn't. Yep. And a bunch of nudity here. And it's a very violent series. Lots of shooting, and then after injuring, then eventually they end their affair. And then the book ends with a picture of naked female demons that she finds in his magazine collection. With the demon bull on it too, with a guy hanging upside down, also butt naked as well. It's a weird image, and I'm not going to show it because it's so bizarre. Yeah. I give the book roughly I give it roughly an 8 out of 10. Yeah. This book, like in the case of Velvet, it's not very long. It's about 16 issues. It's not very long of a series, so probably won't be this book very long. Nope. Not really. Okay, so that's pretty much it for particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. Next up, we have another comic corner, and then it's on to Let This Give Me Some Retire. Okay, next video. Bye.